All right, welcome back. Yeah, welcome back. So in this slide, we're just going to discuss the outline, the course outline for engineering mathematics. Basically, engineering mathematics is almost the same as what you did in your second semester mathematics, but the only different, I think the only difference between the topics that you discover, rather that you covered in your second semester, which is the previous semester, the one that you're just from finishing, and this. So the difference that is going to be there is that this will be more detailed as compared to what you did. And then apart from that, there's some topics that you did which we are not going to cover in this course. Yeah, so let me put it like this. Yeah, let me just say, this course is simply just calculus in details. Yeah, so what you did last semester, I would say those were basics, but of course, whenever I'm going to be introducing a topic, as I'm going to be teaching, I always make sure that we go through the basics before we start going into details. So if you look at the contents, of what is in the, if you look at the contents of what is in this course, you discover that it's almost the same as what you did last semester, except that this one is just pure calculus. You not cover complex numbers, you not cover vectors and other things. This is just pure calculus. So from the first day up to the last day, you just be learning calculus this coming semester. So we'll look at the introduction to calculus, the gradient of the curve, differentiation from first principles, and differentiation of common functions, differentiation of a product, of a quotient, functions of a function, successive differentiation. So we'll look at all these things: rates of change, velocity and acceleration, turning points, practical problems involving the maximum and the minimum values, the tangents and the normals. Yeah, so we'll look at all these things. Then from there, we're going to look at, let me just move this, okay. So from there, we're going to look at differentiation of parametric equations. So I don't know if you did this, but we are going to do this together, and then we'll go in details. And then we'll also look at differentiation of implicit functions. I don't know if you also did this, but we are going to go in details. Then we're also going to look at how you can differentiate a logarithmic function. And I'm also not sure if you did this, but we'll discuss this. We'll start from the introduction until the detailed part of this topic. Then we'll look at differentiation of hyperbolic functions, which I believe you did the introductory part of this part of the topic. And we are going to go in details. Then we'll look at differentiation of inverse trigonometric and hyperbolic functions, which I believe you also touched a bit, but we are going to do in the detailed part. Okay, so look at partial differentiation, and then from there we'll go to total differentiation, and then we'll look at the rate of change and small changes under the total differential equations, differentiations. Then we'll discuss the maxima, minima, and the saddle points for the functions of two variables, which I believe you did, and you did, and you have at least some knowledge about this, so it will not be difficult for you to understand this topic. Then from there, we'll look at the standard integration. Then under integration, we'll also look at some application of integration. And then apart from that, we'll also go further to look at integration using algebraic substitution. And then we'll also go further to look at the integration using trigonometric and hyperbolic substitutions. And then we'll look at integration using partial fractions, which I believe you guys did. And but this one, trust me, it's going to be a bit detailed. You'll not be dealing with basic we'll not be dealing with basic expressions. These expressions will be a bit complex. Okay, so we'll move on to the T substitution. I don't know if you did this, but this is a very simple topic, which I believe are not going to take a lot of time. Then we'll look at integration by parts. So integration by parts is also very simple. I know, and I'm sure that you did this. So we're not going to spend much of our time discussing this, but I'll just introduce the first part and then go in details. Okay. We'll look at the reduction formula. I don't know if you did this, but we are going to discuss this. It's a very simple topic, but make sure that you don't miss out this. This is going to help you a lot in most of the mathematics that you'll be solving, starting from third year going up. It helps a lot. Okay. So that will be, I think, the end of the course for this semester. And I pray that we finish this before you open, so that it will not be difficult for you guys to solve questions when you have tests and even exams. Yeah, so I'm going to end the meeting. Okay, before I end the meeting, let me just go to the first page. There's a page that I skipped. And we'll also look at material science. Yeah, so look at material science, the course content for material science. Oh, this is a page that I skipped, but I believe I talked about this the time I was introducing statics. Yeah, so these are just some lines that you're supposed to use if in case you want to deposit the money and you want to join the lessons. Then once you deposit, ensure that you forward a screenshot to me, and then I'll add you to your respective, to the groups according to what you have paid for. So for instance, if you have paid for mathematics, I'll add you to a math group. If you have paid for math and statics, I'll add you to both math and statics group. Yeah, so I'm going to form 4 groups as soon as you guys begin to make payments. So tonight, I'm just doing an introduction. Starting from this coming Friday, which I think is tomorrow, we'll start statics. Yeah, so we're going to start statics because our timetable, according to what I showed you the time we just began, says that on Friday we're supposed to have statics. So on Friday, tomorrow, we have statics. Okay. So I'll introduce statics. Those that will pay will join me, will begin. All right, so you should join using the same link when this link ends.